Hello, you magical priestess mama. Welcome to the Priestess of Motherhood podcast. I'm Dania Foster, clinical naturopath and energetics therapist, and I'm here to guide women to reconnect to their womanhood so they can thrive in their motherhood. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about building rhythms that serve. So, this is season 2 of my podcast, episode number 8. And to get started, let's just think about why we are building these rhythms. So, we're looking to connect with our values and call in what we're really here to do. We're looking for things to flow a bit easier, to have a bit more harmony in our homes, to feel a bit more healthier or energetic or vitalistic with our bodies, a bit more productive, a bit more on task for our goals. All of these things come flying at me when we think about why are we building these rhythms and who are we serving with them. So I know as a mum myself with these types of goals that we're really serving our family first and foremost, our children, our partnerships, and ourselves in that relationship. I know that that can often be forgotten, but this is a priority for us in our priestesshood to serve ourselves. And when we're looking to expand this out and who we're serving is that when we are able to bring ourselves into alignment for all of these things that we want to cultivate to grow and thrive, then we're not just serving our children, our partners, ourselves, but then we begin to serve our communities and our networks. And if you have a business, then that sort of will thrive out into your business and help those people that you're looking to connect with in that realm as well. So let's bring it back to the first little journal prompt that I have for you. And you can check out my journal prompts for each of these markers are listed on my socials, or you can see them. They'll be connected in the show notes so that you can take them away and have a look. But the first little journal prompt that I have for you is what values would you like to flourish? So you can pause me and journal this away now if you'd like. But if not, we can just have a little bit of a think about. Sit with this. What values would you like to flourish in your world, in your life? What are the attributes that you want to nurture? So that could be just feeling into them. That could be the values around freedom. What does that mean to you? Does that mean that you want to go on adventure? Does that mean you want to have more freedom around like financial restraints and you want some debt to be paid off? What sort of freedom do you want to be outside of the system and step more into like unschooling values? Like what are these sort of values um you're wanting to bring more into your life and help them flourish, you'll be noticing that there's some values that you've already got flourishing and they're doing quite well. They are a natural progression that you've already nurtured them and they're already flourishing within your life. But there's some other things that are coming to the surface now and you're wanting to bring them in. Another huge one is intuition. This could be a value that you're wanting to be really able to trust your instincts, trust your gut and know that you're on the right path for the choices that you're making for yourself and your family. It could be around values of health, of course, values of living in healthy alignment, values of being supportive of your local community. So maybe that's purchasing more locally, those types of things. What are the values that you have? Um, Bringing them more into alignment? Is it more so about the books that you're reading and the people that you're surrounding yourself? All of those different things. Think about the values that you have. The next one that we can bring into our consciousness is what brings you strength in your body. This is our next journal prompt. What brings you strength in your body, in your days? So this is specifically about your body because I want us to be feeling strong and empowered within ourselves. I know that for myself, I feel strong and capable, and it flows through into my mindset when my body is feeling like it has been tested and challenged and overcome these little tiny milestones. So for me, that's weight training, being able to lift heavy things and feel capable with that, that brings me strength in my mindset, my mental health, and overall capacity to feel capable in the world, that things can happen and I have got that strength, that resilience in my body to fight back. So what brings you strength? It could be sleep. If you are somebody who I was for many years that struggled to get a decent night's sleep, then waking up after a quality sleep, it could be something that's going to bring you strength to get through the next day. What's going to bring you strength to your body to help you feel that energy, that strength, that you have the capacity, the capability to do the things that you need to get done? So have a think about that. For clients of mine, it has been yoga, okay? Getting time to stretch the body and connect with it in that space. Okay, it could be things like just pushing your body with special dance moves or boulder climbing or whatever it is that it's going to be for you. It can be, this is all really individualized. But the crux of it is that overall for our health, our muscles need challenging. And this is what we need for carrying us through into our older years and as we mature, is that we need to test our muscles and we need to feel that strength in our body that's going to help our bones, it's going to help our muscles, it's going to help our body hormonal changes as we move through perimenopause and menopause. We need that muscle mass to be strengthened. So what's going to test your muscles is the real question that I have for you here. So that's why I love weight training, resistance training. Resistance training can come in many different forms. And that's why I mentioned things like yoga, Pilates, rock climbing, whatever it is that you want to do to test those muscles and build your strength. Because moving your body in ways that fill you with joy and accomplishment is what's most important here. The next journal prompt or question that I have for you is, how will you connect with your spirit this year? When you're building your rhythms, your new values, what are the tasks that you can do that are going to help you connect with your spirit? Is it ensuring that you give yourself some space of alone time? Either that's in the morning before kids wake up or in the evening once they've gone to sleep. If you can get just a small amount of time where you can consciously open yourself to spirit, to hear that intuition, that inner voice, that inner teacher, hear your guides come through, give yourself that space to move with that divine feminine energy, open up your hips, move your body. Maybe you need to listen to some music. Maybe you need to light a candle, call in some cards, journal what comes through you. But how are you going to connect with spirit? Is it taking yourself out for some time in nature on a regular basis where you can spend time listening to spirit, listening to the voices in the wind, listening to the rustle of the breeze, these types of things that you need to connect with spirit? How can you fit it into your rhythm on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? What are little aspects that you can get? It may be just taking your morning cuppa outside and letting that sun touch your face the first thing in the morning. Okay, these little moments that help you connect to spirit is just about you allowing yourself to open to it, giving yourself the space and the time that consciously connects you to this. The next journal prompt is, what nervous system rituals can you adopt? So if we can weave these nervous system rituals, our vagus nerve rituals, into our everyday life, okay, these are things like deep diaphragmatic breathing. If you have a breath work practice, if you need one, then I can help you build one. These types of things. But big, deep diaphragmatic breathing moves your diaphragm. So deep inhales, holding, and then releasing. And the release can be longer. So if you're inhaling for 4, hold for 4, release for 8. That's a really simple way to use breath work to tone your vagus nerve. And doing that as a little ritual, maybe while you're laying in bed in the morning, doing that little connect with spirit, asking spirit how you can serve yourself, your family, your community that day, connecting with mantra, with your breath. This is toning your nervous system. And if we can weave these into your everyday moments, maybe it's while you're waiting for the kettle to boil in the moment, doing the breath work. Maybe it's turning the shower to cold if you're in the right space to do that for your nervous system, because there's nuances around cold water therapy. But is it cold water? Is it running some cold water over your wrists at the end of the day? Is it washing your face with some cold water in the morning to wake your body up and allow your nervous system to come on board? Is it singing while you're making breakfast or driving in the car? Is it humming to your favorite songs or chanting through your morning sacred space? Those sacred starts, humming this music, chanting this music. Is it gargling whenever you have a shower? Because gargling, just like humming and singing, it tones the vagus nerve through the vocal cords. Okay. These little practices are really easy to weave into our everyday moments and make them just a normal part of your day. Okay, stretching your body, giving yourself pressure, like with a hug, a good night hug before going to bed. That pressure on your system, and finding ways to release, to connect, to open up to other people in safe spaces. These are all things that you can do to tone your nervous system. And I have attached in the show notes my article on vagus nerve rituals so that you can have a look at there and see which one of those is going to suit your needs best. If you want to come back in there and have a look while you're rewriting or building your rituals and your rhythms for the coming year, how can we weave these nervous system rituals into your everyday? How can we adopt them to be natural practices for you? They're only going to serve you and then everybody else around you, of course. The next prompt that I have for you is, how will you nourish your mind? What we allow ourselves to consume through our mind, the thoughts that we are surrounding ourselves, are what feeds our brain, our mindset. Okay, so how will you nourish your mind? Is it that in the morning that you listen to some sort of uplifting podcast or audiobook while you go for a walk? That's something that I love to do. Okay, it just puts you in the right mindset. How are you nourishing your mind with the types of things that you have in your social media feed? Are you addicted to your social media feed, and how does it make you feel? Social media doesn't have to be such a negative drain. We can cultivate, and you can empower yourself through cultivating your news feed so that it is something that is uplifting to you and nourishing you for your mindset, your mind, and your growth. Like being around people that make you feel good. You get to cultivate that space, and you don't have to keep people in your feed that don't make you feel good about yourself. Okay, you get to weed them out, hide them from your feed, block people or hide people that are going to be detrimental to where you are in this mind space at this moment. It doesn't have to be forever, but you get to cultivate that and nourish your mind with what's going to help you to grow into that positive mindset that you want to set up. Okay. And that goes for things like books and shows and everything that you consume. So, how do you want to nourish your mind? I know I am an absolute lover of romanticy and things like that. And I love the empowerment that comes with these characters and how they will train and they will battle and they will overcome and they will take charge and own their bodies and their sexualities. I love all of these elements to do with romanticy and dark romance, and I love how empowering these things can be. But choose what suits you and where you're at in your mind. The next prompt that I have for you is, what elements within do you need to replenish? So this can come from taking that elements level at a physical space, like the earth elements within, and that could be your minerals. Are you depleted? Have you had multiple pregnancies in a row and breastfed for 10 years? And then maybe you're a bit depleted and we need to build those mineral stores back up. Uh, have you had a lot of lack of sleep over the years raising children? Because we probably need to replenish some of those stress stores. Your adrenals, do they need to be replenished with minerals, with care, with nourishment? What elements do you need to replenish within your water element? This is your emotional space. What emotions do you need to allow space to breathe, space to be heard? What do you need to replenish within your emotional body? What about your fire element? This is all about your passions, your pleasures. How do we replenish your pleasure centers? How do we reactivate your pleasure centers so that we're not craving things that are filling gaps within you, but not creating pleasure? So this is a lot that I'm going to talk about in my upcoming connection circle, a free online circle where we give a bit of education, but we also do a bit of an energetic healing and release. And that's going to be a lot about nourishing to thrive, about the foods that we crave and things like that, and how we can switch gears around that to really feel like we're thriving within ourselves through all holistic elements, spiritual, emotional, and physical with food. Um, Other elements around this is your mindset. And we were just talking about that around nourishing your mind. So, how can we replenish your mindset? Rewiring or rewriting the mindset patterns and beliefs that you may have about where you're at and where you're going. So, spending some time with that and working out what you really want for yourself as well. Because often when I'll ask women, where do you want to be? What do you want to go? How do you see this unfolding in the future? Sometimes at the very beginning that can feel really stuck or lost. And just giving that a bit of nurturing and replenishment can help that element, your air element, to come through. And that gives that fire to the fire element, the pleasures and the desires, and allowing them to feel really ignited within your body. And that's what we want. This is that priestess energy coming to life. The priestess is connected to her spiritual body, connected to her earth body. She is replenished. She is able to give without depleting her cup. She is able to be connected to the spiritual realm and the physical realm. She holds a feet in both realms, both worlds. She is connected to her sexuality. She is able to move with the creatrix energy, create and inspire. The next prompt that I have for you is, what support do you need to call in? So these are the people that are around you. This is who is in your corner, who is guiding you and helping you. So this could be if you need some help to get yourself back on track with your nervous system. Do you need some extra support to get that back into a calm, relaxed, stable state? Do we need to help your hormones to reduce some cortisol and increase your sensitivity to some insulin to help you feel a bit more energized in your body and help along with those cravings? This is where I come in as a naturopath, and that we can help those systems get back online. Okay, so do you have somebody in your corner who can guide you through these things? Because doing it all on your own is exhausting. It's going to be another thing that's on your plate. And I think that as mothers, we just need somebody to come in and take care of us and say, do these things and let me know how that feels. And then we will give you the next thing to do. And we need to meet you where you're at as well, because we can't just come in and be like, oh, this is all terrible. We need to completely overhaul everything you're doing. doesn't work like that in my world. No, we look at what you're doing, we look at the first easiest thing that you can do, and we get that flowing. That may be building you up with a flower essence to get started and giving you the emotional support to really work on those patterns and those beliefs that you're worthy and you're able to do this. This is capacity building. And then we might give you a nutrient that's going to really give you that energy and build up some of those depleted gaps that have been making you feel like you just do not have the energy to keep up with any of these routines or rhythms. Giving you, maybe it's magnesium, maybe it's a B vitamin that you've been lacking, something that's unique to you that will just help you feel like, oh, I feel human again. And then once we've got that on board, then we can really start tonifying those individualized systems, really start nurturing and nourishing those adrenals and those sleep systems and everything that has been neglected over the years and help you bring back so that you can feel connected overall. Okay. Comes back to how we build rhythms is really connected to how we build goals. And it's going to be about looking at the big rocks. They're all your values, and they're going to go into the jar first. We're going to build around what's most important to you, and then we fit in the smaller rocks. This is all of your commitments and the things that you've got to do, and build around those things. And they might be meal times and making sure you're taking your supplements and all of those different things. We'll build around those as well. And then all of the sand is everything else. It's all of the mindset work and all of the little everyday rituals that build you up to be this person who can handle all of these steps and stages. And then the water that comes in and takes it up is everything else. Okay. It's all of the things that we don't even think about that have to happen anyway. And this is how we build these rhythms that serve us, that serve our families, that serve our children, that serve our partnerships. It all comes together and it's all interconnected. And that's why we need to work with the energies and the shadows at the same time as working with the physiological steps, the things that have been neglected and left to survive. We've got to build them up hand in hand. So I hope that this has been fun and helpful for you on your journey. And if you would like to dive deeper with me in journey, then I invite you to reach out for a free 15-minute connection call. And we can chat about how I can serve you on your journey to reclaiming yourself through your motherhood. So also, don't forget, check out my article, which is linked in the show notes, called The Vagus Nerve Rituals, and they'll give you some tips on how to create everyday safety and small, manageable rituals that don't take up your whole day. Thank you.